the order these will be answered at the top.
All right, so the order one more time. Sorry.
T, and then then case, and then the critique.
Okay.
On T, they say overturning ruling, or they say this dicta evidence, but look, this is part of the holding that we're overturning, which means this is part of the Supreme Court's holding, so that means we're topical under this definition. They also don't answer our counter-interpretation that Supreme Court is the symbol of power, which is a prerequisite to all these arguments he's making about dictas and about holdings. Now, also, they're just not answering they don't really answer the argument that what the purpose of debate is about. We say that's about bringing violence in to the public to liberate the oppressed. How that sort of education outweighs. All they say is that we're here to get argument education, but that education doesn't matter if we don't decide what that education should be about. The fairness, the negative taps consist of rules that claim to be objective, but in reality only serve to reinforce elitism. The rules only benefit those who are willing to participate in a system that perpetually excludes people who do not find rules empowering or educational. The lack of fairness in the existing rules proved by the fact that at least 49 years of the NDT, only 14.2% participants, only 9.8% of them were liberation rounds, only 6% of them are giving speaker boards. This is women. The concept of fairness based on procedures that do not take outcomes into consideration, also called neutral practice or racist sections, should be called into suspicion when their competing interpretations doesn't allow for. Now, they say that it exists across the number 1 the 2AC that says we overrule Morrison by saying it was wrong. We say that women have a substantial effect on power relations. They say it doesn't make VAWA constitutional, but that doesn't make VAWA constitutional, but we overturn what the court said in this area. They say don't answer the germaneness argument. They say VAWA is predictable. That they don't answer our argument that you can defend that the court's statement is being good, and you have plenty of ground. We said from the beginning that U.S. v. Morrison was bad. Now, also, they don't answer our nullification counter-interpretation that says how we nullify an expression of the court. They say there's no evidence for this, but it's a dictionary definition of these predictable. Also, they don't answer our Supreme Court counter-interpretation. Really, they say that that's fine. They agree with that. But look, being the Supreme Court as the 9 justices, they say prerequisite to all their holding or civil remedies because all their you can read the case cards that they read on cases. Their reasons for coming to this conclusion, which means that they don't meet our agency argument when it says that. We have to pretend that we shouldn't put all the power within the 9 justices because that assumes that we have no power within ourselves. Which our Kepler evidence says is bad because it justifies violence on a personal level when you say when you blame it on the Supreme Court. Now, extra topicality. All cases are extra topical if the Supreme Court's the 9th justice, and we're not extra topical. We overturn the court's ruling in this area, and also they concede that the performance is predictable. All right, case. On the case, they said that they are body theater. You are not. You are a specific one-way form. You don't take us to the moment of violence. Which our Desau's evidence is really good that they are not answering. Says that an explicit body performance market sites of social meaning that transgress the rules of normative bodies and convey powerful embodied histories. The explicit body theater aims to implicate bodies in social relations, to peel back layers of signification that surround them like ghosts at a grave. They do not do this, which means that they are not the specific body theater. If they aren't, we will say, sure, maybe they are theater. We have specific reasons why a body theater is good, and that means that their threshold arguments don't apply. They because it's about showing the body in violence. He says that speech is violence. That's that's not true. There's no violence taking place here, and even if Weiss doesn't say how that's a body theater. It's not violence against women either. Now, also, it's clear, he says, judgment of bench, but it's clear what is display of the body in pain. That is what the body theater was that was displayed. Also, extend across that, he doesn't answer that with the impact of the case is femicide, which they're not answering. And also how the ballot is for the liberation of the oppressed, which means that You Vote Forever has the best strategy for the liberation of oppressed people above anything else. They don't answer this. They group their Brown evidence. We revealed about power of the norms. That's our DeShay's evidence when it talks about peeling back layers of signification and the way that norms are imposed on people. We can reveal that through the body theater. They say, so for remedies, the key strap, but look, this is all on the T arguments, how we said that we overruled the way that the court said that women are not important. That is overruled. That's why U.S. Morrison's bad. They say cloud, but our body theater is a political project. Our DeShay's evidence is good about saying how it's a specific political project. Also, Jean evidence says that separating the body from the political means that you just, it says that order can only be imposed on the body instead of real political action coming from the body, which is what they perpetuate with arguments like that. Now, on the case. On the critique debate, they say center of power is the first link, but first of all, they don't answer a lot of Caitlin's arguments from the first. How it is already defined by the status quo, and we say it's fluid. That doesn't mean that we say it's fluid and that it's everywhere, but there are certain places in which it is concentrated more than others in the status quo. In their evidence, it doesn't say that power is all in the state. It says we don't say that the power is all in the state, which is what their evidence calls for. We say that there's power with the people. We actually call out the state, say that we have that is symbolic, and that the people are the ones that have power within that is what their evidence is calling for. They say we prevent Quaker politics, but we are the best form of that with the Kepler evidence, which only we access. They say fight versus the state. That's sort of how we don't say the state has all the power. They say the history just that, but we say fuck the system too. We say that there are individual transgressions because the courts are messed up. So we say that court action is still bad. We should stop those consequences. Now you can extend across to number 4 that says the critique justifies violence because no action occurs. They don't display the body in violence. They separate theory from action. We display the body in pain, which is why our impacts outweigh. Our Duchesne's evidence says that is the internal link to solving femicide. Our Razan evidence says they did not act, which means that they allow for macro-social engineering. Our Cook evidence also says that their Foucault evidence says that the body of power is the center of power discourse is bad because they completely destroys agency. There's zero action within that because you would always be assessing some sort of power and then acting on that. Also, we extend our permutation how we are a prerequisite to the alternative because we are not a closed solution. We are open-ended to bring you the moment of violence and to see how and analyze how that interaction takes place, which means that we are not an identity based on weakness. And also, our Kepler evidence proves that we are a stand for particularities, not broad sweeping claims like they say.
5:45, right? Or should that
5:45.